Are you tired of letting life slip through your fingers, knowing that you're capable of so much more? And you might look in the mirror and think, man, I wish I was farther along. Let me help you out. I've been there. I was broke. I was stressed. I was struggling. I was stuck. I was always chasing something that seemed to be kind of eluding me until I made one critical realization. It's not about adding more to your plate, it's about cutting out what's holding you back. It's not about working more hours, it's about working right with those hours that you have. I'm gonna help you in this video. I'm gonna give you 5 things that I completely quit in my 20s that transform my life and how you can transform yours too. Now, my name is Peter Voogd, and over the last decade, I've gone from broke, stressed and struggling, drowning in debt, to multiple 7-figure businesses. And I've coached thousands of entrepreneurs and professionals on how to break free from the matrix and reach a level of success that few ever attain. I've wrote a couple best-selling books, 6 Months to 6 Figures, 7 Rules to 7 Figures. I've been endorsed by Forbes magazine, Entrepreneur magazine, Patrick Bet-David, Robert Kiyosaki, Grant Cardone. And my only focus now is giving back and adding value to you guys. So thank you for those who have subscribed. And I'm really going to share things that I wish I would have quit earlier, that if you quit, you'll see drastic differences in your life right away. These are just mindset shifts and things that I adjusted in order for me to go from broke to 6 figures in 6 months and from 6 to 7 figures a year and a half, 2 years later. Number one, it's understanding the power of leading the majority versus becoming the majority. See, most people are the majority. And if you just do exactly the opposite of what most people do, just right there is an amazing strategy for your success. It's a difference maker because the majority is always wrong. And it's a killer strategy, just simply looking at what the majority does and do the opposite. What do most people read? What do most people watch? Where do most people go? What do most people talk about? Do the opposite. Life becomes so much more convenient when you don't be like everybody else. Now, this has been the foundation of how I've lived my life the past 10 to 15 years. And when I say it helped me be successful, it's an understatement. And I think you should too. Now, it's strange advice for people not familiar, but when you understand the psychology that the majority always takes the easy route and does what's easy, not what's right, and not what's actually going to excel them to the next level, you'll understand this. The more people do something, the less valuable it is. So here's some examples of what kind of just triggered me, first of all. And if you want a normal life, then follow normal people that have normal problems, normal experiences. But this is not about being normal. I'm assuming you're watching this because you have a nagging pull inside and you want to be great. You want to escape the matrix. You want to retire your parents. You want to be able to travel. You want time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. Well, here's the reality. Most people overeat and they eat based off pleasure versus health. Most people don't have enough energy to get through the day. Most people sleep in and have no morning routine. Most people focus on excuses, not progress. Most people focus on the negative, not the positive. They spend more money than they make. Most people talk about success versus take real action. Most people have more forms of debt than income. Most people pray for the weekends and they hate Mondays. Most people sell themselves short. Most people let themselves off the hook versus hold themselves accountable. Don't be like most people. And I mean as simple as we don't travel Sundays. I don't even go out to eat Friday, Saturday because it's too busy. I hate lines. Don't go to Costco Saturday morning. Don't get gas when people get gas. Don't work out when others work out. Don't shop when everybody else shops. Do the opposite. That's number one. When I started to lead the majority versus become the majority, things started to change. Hope you're understanding the power of this. Number two, quit chasing and start attracting. You want to become more valuable. You want to be a person of substance that's sought out, that people really want to be around. Stop chasing things. A king becomes a king when he's dedicated to the crown, not the queen. So you need to focus on yourself until the focus is on you. When you become a person of substance and a person of real value, people start coming to you and you don't need to chase because you'll attract things in your life that you've always wanted. If you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Instead of chasing money and success, become the best version of yourself and things will come to you. Become so good that it's impossible to ignore you. I assure you the money will come when you're good enough. So when I stopped chasing everything and I started becoming, things started happening in my life that I can't explain because I wasn't chasing. If you chase two rabbits, you'll catch none. But if you set the right trap, if you set the right intention and understand what they want, they'll come to you. Stop chasing dopamine hits. Stop chasing girls. Stop chasing likes and comments. Stop chasing people. Start chasing goals. Start becoming more valuable. Start working on yourself. Start enhancing your skills. Everything you want is on the other side of becoming the person you need to become to attract it. That was such a mind shift for me, and I wish I would have learned sooner. I was chasing and I kept coming up empty-handed. Stop chasing. Start becoming so attractive and so valuable and so wise that people come to you and people want your business. That's number 2, very important. Number 3, become a producer, not a consumer. Become a producer, not a consumer. Most people would rather be entertained than educated and would rather consume than create. This is why most athletes, entertainers, celebrities, and comedians are rich while most of society is broke. It's because everyone's watching people succeed, live their dreams, but not doing it themselves because they're escaping reality. Bet on yourself first, not others. Master your craft, hone a skill, take your side hustle more serious. I used to do entrepreneurship on the side. When I had a valet job, I was making $7-8 an hour, and I would make hobby money because I treated it like a hobby. A lot of people are making hobby money because they're treating their side hustle like a hobby. If you want real money, treat it like a real business. It might be time to take your side business more serious. Now, let me explain something to you. There are 3 types of groups that are going to thrive in the next 5 or 10 years. With blockchain, with AI, with how fast things are moving, with what's happening in office, what's happening overseas to the US dollar. This is very crucial you understand. There's 3 types of people that are gonna thrive in the next 10 years, and everyone else will struggle. The separation of wealth is gonna get worse and worse. Life's gonna become better and better for the top 5% and worse for the bottom 95%. One of the purposes of this channel and of these videos is to help you become the best you can be and be part of these groups that thrive. Number 1, the high skilled worker. These are people that have a specific skill that's in very high demand. Blockchain, AI, something to do with tech. Maybe you're a coder. Maybe you can work on websites. Maybe you're really good at Web3. You understand how to snipe and how to get into projects or create your own projects. The 1%, the people that have a skill that very few people have. Now, that's not me. I'm not a good coder. I'm not good at technology. I don't know how to make things behind the scenes. I don't understand certain things. So that's not me. If that's not you, it's okay. That's number 1 though. Those people will make a killing in the next couple of years. And that's specialized knowledge. Number 2 is the superstars. The top 5% of any industry will make an absolute killing. So the top 5% of a comedian, of traders, of gardeners, of real estate brokers, of mortgage brokers, of speakers, authors, internet marketers, e-commerce people, it doesn't matter. The top 5% will thrive. It's going to be harder and harder to create market share if you're not good at what you do. Now, the last 10 years was easy. It was easy to print money. It was easy to get into market share. It was easy to be average and still make money. It's not going to be easy in the next 10 years. So you've got to get really good and hone your skills. Number 3, owners. These are people that have access to capital and access to a lot of money or really, really good connections. So if you have a massively big network, you have access to money, or you have a lot of money, you'll be good because you can make that money work for you. If you're the best at what you do or the top 5%, you're good. You can make a lot of money. And if you have specialized knowledge and you're a high skill worker, you're good. You'll make a lot of money. Those are the only 3. So if you're average, if you work for somebody else, if you don't know how to become the best at what you do, and you're not working in your area of strength and gift, you got to step up and you got to figure out what you're going to do to maximize your potential in the future. Number 4, take few opinions. When I started to not listen to people, my life exploded. So what I mean is only take advice from people that you respect their lifestyle, that you respect them as a person, and that you would trade places with. There's so many opinions because everyone has an opinion because they'd rather give advice and opinion than actually work and become successful. So you got to be very selective with who you take advice from and who you take opinions from. Make sure they have similar values values to you, make sure they're where you want to be. For example, you can take advice from people who are specifically good in an area like business. But for me, I'm at a level where I only take advice from people I believe are world class. If I talk to a businessman who cheats on his wife, who doesn't respect his family, and the kids don't know who he is because he's so busy and he uses work as an escape to not be with his family, doesn't matter what he says, I might be respectful and say, thank you, I appreciate your time, but I'm not going to listen to him because I don't respect his lifestyle, nor do I respect what he does outside of business. Now, if I'm listening to someone who has an amazing lifestyle, travels with his family, still crushes it in business, but puts his family first, puts God first, I'm going to listen to him. This is my opinion. But when I started taking few opinions, everything changed. I had a list of growth friends I wanted to connect with and build a relationship with. And I had a list of my maintenance friends who held me down, who weren't growing. Because once you have a big vision, your circle gets smaller. And when you start growing and growing and growing and growing, people that aren't growing become insecure and want to drag you down. Don't let that happen. Stay away from people who remind you of who you used to be and not who you want to become. So I made a list of my growth friends and my maintenance friends. And I lowered the time I spent with my maintenance friends and I increased the time I spent with my growth friends. That's all I did. And things started to change. So from this moment forward, take few opinions. Now, even me, I'm not saying listen to only me. If I don't have the lifestyle you want, then don't listen to me. But I'm always a big fan of people who have time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, and their priorities on lock. Number 5, give up the need to be liked by everybody and stop trying to please people. When you try and please everybody, the person who you absolutely won't please is yourself, especially in business. I tried to make everybody happy and I was the one that wasn't happy. So it's important to understand the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were the day before. Don't compare yourself to anybody else because you're comparing your everyday with someone's highlight reel on Instagram. So instead of watching all these other people succeed, have very few people that you respect and watch and get advice from. Maybe one mentor, you're reading one book, you watch 1 or 2 YouTube channels, and then grow from there so you're not overwhelmed. But you got to give up the need to be liked by everybody. Also, I remember Tim Ferriss told me maybe 8-9 years ago, and I was blessed to have Tim Ferriss promote my book, 6 Months to 6 Figures. He's the one that wrote 4 Hour Work Week. He says, Peter, you have to be okay as you grow in business. You have to be okay with not responding to people, not responding to everybody. Because I used to feel so bad. I wanted to get back to everybody, but you physically can't when you have your priorities unlocked. Now, if you're trying to please everybody, there's something wrong with your motives. If you live rooted and you have a strong foundation, you know who you are, you know where you're going, you know what value you want to give to your clients, you know your priorities, then you're not going to want to please people. From this moment forward, only compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Now, underneath this, when I started giving up the need to be liked, I also had to watch out for false urgency and other people's drama. So underneath this tip, don't get dragged into false urgency or others' agenda or drama. Focus. Just because it's urgent for somebody else doesn't mean it's urgent for you. And urgent people tend to think everything's important and urgent and they want you to drop all your priorities. It's not the case. And when you start respecting your time and appreciating your time actually becomes more valuable and people respect that. So how long can you focus and concentrate without a distraction? You need to starve your distractions and enhance your focus. If you can do that, you're going to be in a top echelon of entrepreneurs, especially the younger generation, who I believe are so distracted, so overwhelmed with dopamine hits, so confused. They can't focus more than 5 or 10 minutes. They're like goldfish. Goldfish can only focus 8 seconds. Some people are worse than goldfish. If you're young and you simply learn how to focus and concentrate with no interruptions, if you don't have a plan to interrupt your interruptions, your plans will always be interrupted. So figure out what interruptions you have and take care of those interruptions and distractions before they come up so they don't mess up your momentum. I'll leave you with this. The 2 scariest things in life, momentum and lack of momentum. Do all you can in the coming days, coming months to build momentum in your life and do these 5 things I talked about. If you can do these 5 things, I assure you, you're going to start seeing results right away. The biggest changes in my life, they didn't happen by chance. They happened because I took action and I surrounded myself with the right people that I respected and the right people that had the lifestyle that I wanted. So if this resonated with you, I'd love to get your feedback. Please post below any breakthroughs or any thoughts from the video. I'd love to hear what you've given up in the past couple years that's helped you grow to the next level. Because in order to go up, you have to give up a little bit. it. Also, please make sure you hit subscribe for more insights that can help you move the needle in your life. And when you're ready to connect with a community of amazing and like-minded people, I'll put access to apply to our Game Changers Academy below. You can learn all about it. But here's the deal. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to continue creating content for you that really can help you move the needle and help you build a business on your terms, your own way. Because in the next 5 or 10 years, when the competition gets tough, I want you to be ahead of the game. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.